Well, Nintendo has done it again, and here we are, all staring at them like they farted in church. Congratulations to Nintendo, I guess, because now the gloves are coming off. Some of you may be too young to remember this, but when YouTube first started, Nintendo would abuse the heck out of the copyright system. If you played even a few seconds of a Nintendo game on YouTube for any reason, even showing pictures of their characters was enough to get slapped with a DMCA takedown. Now here we are staring at Nintendo's new patent that threatens the entirety of gaming as we know it. What's worse, it's a mechanic that's been around long before Pokemon or any Nintendo game ever made. The gist of the patent is that any kind of, quote, sub-character, end quote, so Breath of Fire 3, Pal World, Magic the Gathering, Final Fantasy, Conan Exile, Ark, Survival Evolved, more games than you could possibly imagine are at jeopardy, all because of a patent that should just generally be public domain. The funny part is that this mechanic wasn't even anything new when Pokemon on Game Boy first came out in 1996. Sure, it was a really cool game for its time, but it wasn't anything that hadn't already been done. Some of my favorite franchises of all time have had this mechanic. Ultima, Breath of Fire, heck, even Dungeons & Dragons has had this mechanic. With the vague way this patent has been laid out, even systems that are part of board/tabletop games could even potentially be slapped with patent infringement, because that is the actual origin of this mechanic. It goes way back to D&D monster taming. If you know anything about D&D, you'll know it heavily inspired gaming, as we know it today, and in turn, it was in some ways inspired from J.R.R. Tolkien. I'm sure something even inspired him to write about it. But as I said, this mechanic has never been new. It's been around since the inception of games as a core mechanic, and I don't think you can patent gaming as a whole like that. It would be like trying to patent the book, fire, or electricity. If you don't understand what I mean, imagine this. In the game Shadowrun, you play as a character named Jake. The idea is to solve your own murder, but along the way you make new friends, hire people, etc. simply by switching to one of those other characters in this game. That would be a patent infringement. It literally checks every requirement in this patent, and the hilarious part is that this game was published in 1993. That's 3 years before the first Pokemon game ever came out. So anyways, I guess, what can we do about it, right? This is Nintendo after all, a mega corporation that has time and again bullied indie developers, indie artists, monetized entire parades and events worldwide. I can't walk into a dollar store without seeing little Pokemon paper cups at this point. So, what can us peasants do? Clippy, use gun.
I said, hold up, wait a minute, something ain't right.
Sorry, no, we're not the ATF. Guys, gamers, we have to stop buying Nintendo products. This is the only way. Nintendo, at least in America, needs to fail. We can no longer allow Nintendo to abuse our patent system, our copyright system, etc. We can't allow this to happen anymore. People like to throw around the term AI slop. Well, I'm tired of mega corporation slop. This isn't capitalism. This is a tyrannical company that is trying to dictate what we are allowed to own, what we are allowed to do. Worse yet, they want to own an American industry. That's right. I'm sure this might be shocking news, but Nintendo didn't invent video games or even the first console. That title belongs entirely to the Magnavox Odyssey, released in 1972, an American company that made TVs and TV accessories. We don't owe anything to Nintendo, and we don't deserve their abuse. We as consumers need to control ourselves. Besides, who really wants to buy a Nintendo Switch 2? Last I looked, it's fragile garbage, designed to break the second your child touches it. I have a Game Boy Color that's close to 30 years old, and it went through 2 pieces of drywall and lodged itself into my window AC unit. I have a Steam Deck that survived a 4-foot drop onto concrete. I can guarantee the Switch 2 wouldn't survive. So here's what it'll say. I get it. I love Zelda. Mario, Ash Ketchum, Kirby, Donkey Kong. My entire childhood was filled with these memories. Memories I'll never forget, but at this point, that's no longer the Nintendo we grew up with. The Nintendo we have today just sees us as money and numbers. Nintendo is no longer the company that gets excited to release something because they know it's the best. Their excitement today is because they know they can milk you and feed you with fake nostalgia. When I say no more Nintendo, I mean no more Nintendo anything. Now, more Pokemon cards, no more Nintendo games, consoles, toys. Just stop buying Nintendo, period. I already sold my Nintendo stock. I just really don't want anything at all to do with this company. When I say they need to fail, I really mean it. They need to fail enough that other better companies will rise up in their place and make products that are not planned obsolescence slop. If you really are desperate to play a certain Nintendo game, never forget that the high seas always is what you're looking for free. You just have to learn how to navigate it. If buying something isn't owning, then pirating isn't theft. I hope you really enjoyed this video. I hope everyone has a wonderful day. If you like this video, please give me a like and maybe subscribe. I'm working hard to reach these new goals, and man, it's not easy. Anyways, they'll be back with more videos soon. Thank you so much.